All right, there's kind of two ways you could do this. One is a lot more labor intensive, probably because you have to create an event to assign a button to each space on the submenu. Whereas if you're talking about you just want it to only the submenu to show up on a menu during certain times, this would be the way I would do it. So what we're going to do is probably copy a menu that's already kind of set. So I'm just going to do this corporate one, server menu. And then I'm going to create a new one. Maybe call it server happy hour or something like that. Okay. So what we're going to do is you would create a submenu and, put it somewhere, wherever you want. Just create a basic submenu. And then you're going to put it under this new happy hour menu thing, right? And then you can put the buttons on there like normal on that submenu. So the part that comes in is, how do we make it only show up during certain periods of time? Well, that's controlled by the event schedule. So you go to maintenance, system settings, event schedule. And there's two pieces. There's an event and an activation schedule that kind of drives any event. So you'd want to select which store, right? Let me make this bigger. So make sure you're under the correct store, when you're doing this. I happen to be logged into Alamogordo, so that's like what's default flagged. But if you wanted to see all the store options, you could select all these here. So then now from the drop down, you should see like event schedules for each location. So let's say, let's do Alamogordo. Here's all the current events that are set up. So what we would do is we would select. There's a ton of events here, but we're going to look for one called set. Where is it at? Set menu by job code. So what we're going to do is go, okay, we're going to select this happy hour menu, right? So you're going to have to do this for each job code that is going to need to ring things in during this time. Or else they'll see what they normally see. Did I select job group? Oh, that's the wrong event, by the way. Let me remove that event. So it's set. It's got to be by like the terminal and job code, I think. So set menu by terminal and job code. So we're going to do menu of this number 9 happy hour, all terminals, or you could select certain terminals. It's an option, but I always, unless you need it on certain terminals, just select all. Job code. You could do all and make it really simple, but then again, like that could impact like the bar. So I would really probably do it by job code. So you'd set this event for each job code, like manager probably, server. I don't know if you do cashiers, but cashier, anyone that seems relevant to need to use this. Now you would also create a menu if there's something about your bar menu that's different, like maybe the bar items are at the top, which I'm assuming that's how it is. I would copy this as well to a new number and call it like bar happy hour. That way, at least still like the drinks are on the top. So then you could do server happy hour, all job code. You could select, whatever it is, server. And then we want to change the activation schedule because what happens is this is set to always run, right? We don't want it to always run. So where it says activation schedule over here, or you can even look at maintenance system settings activation schedule, but you can just drill to it from the event schedule where it's underlined. And then from here, we're just going to create an event schedule. So look in the list and see if there's one that exists that matches kind of what you're thinking already. If so, use it. But what we're going to do is determine, I'm just going to create a new one, but we're going to determine, is it daily? Is it weekly? Is it monthly or a specific date? Daily is daily, obviously, right? But if you choose weekly, it gives you the option to choose like certain days, like Monday through Friday, for instance. And then you want to uncheck start of day, because that'll just start like from the very beginning of the day at like 4 a.m. And then you can set the time here. It's military time, so 3 p.m. would be 1500, for instance. And you want to name it something like relevant, like Monday through Friday, 1500. And then you also need to have the ability to shut it off, right? So you would create another one. Let's say 1800. So Monday through Friday, 1800. And then you just got to make sure the time is set. So now that we have kind of the activation schedule we want, or obviously set this however you want it to be, you can go back to your event and you can say, I want this menu to be activated essentially Monday through Friday, 1500. And then you would want to have a second event to shut it off. So set menu by terminal and job code. You can do, let's say this is the one that they normally see, server new. I don't know which one they do. It might be listed here, or if it's not listed in events, what the normal menu is, you can look in store settings, which is maintenance business store, and it should give you an indication of what's set up. So if you look under the order entry tab after you go to store settings, make sure you're on the right store as well. So Alamogordo, order entry tab, and then somewhere down here it should show you, okay, right here, default server menu, server, and then you can reference what ID number. So Alamogordo uses menu number 1 for servers, and bartenders use menu number 2. So what you would do is you'd go back to your event schedule and you would, we know that we want to do number 1 because we just looked at that, all terminals, and then you would do like the server job code, and then you'd select the activation schedule for basically the shut off time. So you would do this for kind of each job code that seemed relevant. It's not as many job codes as you think, probably, but you would do this based on the activation schedule you want, and then which job code you want. And you need basically a starting event to start a new menu, and then you need a event to reset the menu kind of back at when happy hour is supposed to end.